What's going on, everybody? I'm Stubbs, that's Damien, and this is RH Weekly. And in today's number one thing, we got the Razer Edge. We have some actual real-life video of this thing. Let's take a look. Again, it looks like a phone in a Kishi, which it essentially is. But yet, what do you think, Damien?
I think it's still pretty cool. I think that the best way to get the specs out of this thing, the screen out of this thing, just the overall package, the bottom price is still $400 for all this, and it's got the equivalent of basically flagship processor in there. Really nice screen, and build quality controls. I think that for $400, nobody's beating this. But you have to make some sacrifices, right? You've got that.
Well, you do. But look at this test to prove that it's better. Generic
that's
random
right.
phone. It loaded faster by 1 second.
You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here
Razer's
first.
Edge loads Diablo Immortal faster than whatever phone that is.
Than whatever rando phone that is.
So.
And, I mean, it's pretty. It's sleek.
I think that in early 2023, if you want to go for the best of the best performance-wise, I mean, there's literally no better option than this, or paying $1,200 for like a top-end Samsung and throwing a Kishi on it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, this to me, again, is not so much a handheld as it is an accessory that comes with a phone if you want it. It's a Kishi that does come with a phone attached if you want it. But as long as there's no wiggle, no wobble. Huh? What?
I think I'm a little bit more open to this than you are, but that's okay.
I don't know. It's just hard for me to get excited about these. And for me, it's just, it has that pull-out part on the back, the telescopic part on the back, that just ruins the aesthetic. If it was all molded into one piece and you could pop it in and out, that's really cool. But I feel like it's going to wobble. And everybody has a great smartphone these days, nearly everybody. You can save so much money just by attaching a Kishi or any other handheld attachment of choice. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I don't want to get phone calls in the middle of a game, though.
I mean, sure, and I bet it has, like we talked about, awesome battery life. So are you backing this one? Is that your plan?
Nah, I don't know. I put the dollar down, like I'm sure you did too, when they announced it. But I've been thinking about it, and I really don't want to settle when it comes to these high-end Android phones.
You don't ever have to settle.
I mean, I've got the XP Plus, and it's almost all there, minus some software stuff, and you've got this thing coming out, in the Android space. x86 is its own thing, it's Steam Deck, but I don't know. It's just, I don't like those little analogs on there, like from a Switch or whatever. So this is just like, if I'm gonna get a big old device, because that thing's wide, why not have something a little bit more substantial on there?
I get it. And I mean, it's not like the next topic here, the Pimax, is that much different. It's not that much different. It also has the two sides that slide on. Right. Supposedly, I mean, there could be wiggle. I don't know if there is wiggle in that one. But
a little bit easier to sell here.
I think so. And so what am I complaining about? What am I? Well, why am I up on my high horse here saying, "Oh, I'm better than this handheld and it's just a Kishi"? You're right. You know what? Yeah. I need to look at myself. I need to check myself.
I think
correct
we can find
myself.
Something to complain about on every handheld, Stubbs.
What?
We can find something to complain about on every handheld.
That's true, because we're grumpy old men and we're proud. Damn it. Let me drink my ginger tea. I'm not feeling too well today, folks. So I'm sipping on my tea to soothe my tummy tum. Pimax Portal, though. Let's move on. So our buddy Tech Summit is out there in New York, goes to the New York Roadshow, gets to check out Pimax's Portal Hands On and their Crystal VR, which I've become quite the VR fan lately. Tech Summit got hands on and he made a video. Go check it out. It'll be in our description. He noticed that the buttons are actually not too bad. The shoulder buttons feel good. It was incredible. High resolution 4K screen on an Android handheld running an XR2 processor. The thing runs fast. It runs games well. and you can dock it, and it becomes a VR headset. So this is the Crystal. This is their fancy new-gen 8K resolution headset. Thor and I are going to be heading to CES with Russ from Retro Game Core, and we are going to go check out the Pimax and talk to people there and go visit some booths. So we'll have a video like this at some point too. Like, here is our thoughts on this thing. Maybe we'll do a podcast on the scene. But yeah, Tech Summit, and here's the standalone controller. So it looks like a Nintendo Switch Lite. It's a big bezel on the screen, which people aren't going to be a huge fan of. I don't like how it has like dewdrop shaped face buttons. It's kind of like, I don't know.
The lack
it's
of
just
a D-pad is kind of weird too.
And the lack
Does
of
it have
the
a
D-pad. Huh? No, it has a
got 4
D-pad.
separate
It's just the
buttons.
4 separated buttons, which apparently, from hands-on impressions from people at the LA Road Show today, people were thinking, which I believe Russ is at that one as well, they're saying that from Dread on the Pimax Discord, was saying that the ABXY buttons were kind of meh, super short travel. All other buttons were actually really good. The L and R buttons have a nice click, and the triggers don't squeak. The magnets that hold the controller in place are insanely strong, like you can carry the whole device while only grabbing on the controller. They hope with the Portal to reach more people, not only the enthusiasts. Huh. Josh must be one of their PR guys. It's playing Genshin Impact, and notice that it has Hall effect sensors. No potentiometer, so drift shouldn't appear at all. Hall sticks are in the Pimax Portal. This is the handheld that keeps on giving. Good God. I'm getting excited for this one. The more we talk about it, the more excited I am. Dude, I will not leave my house for anything. For anything. Okay, maybe to like hang out with you sometimes. But like, no reason. I don't even go up in my own attic, mind you. But I want to play with the Portal so much and check it out that I actually am getting out of my house, going to the airport, flying to Las Vegas for multiple days, going through plenty of, I'm sure, awkward social interactions, countless. And I'm like, you know what? While I'm there, we'll check out some more tech. But I really want to get this hands-on. I need to try the VR mode, because if we have found a headset that not only is awesome for VR and Steam VR, but also is like the ultimate Android handheld, swapping over to do emulation on, dude, it could be my one and done device. It could be my one device. I have to see. I have to adventure to find out. So join us on the RH Roadshow.
You have to show a video of you throwing a Hadouken on that thing with that D-pad. Then
I need to practice my Hadoukens. I cannot reliably make my Hadoukens. I watch Russ do it. It's like left down, right, A or something. How do you do a Hadouken?
I don't know.
Hadouken.
I'm not a fighting game person. You could have figured it out and you show me.
Shoryuken. I don't know. I'm not a fighting person either, but I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You're a pacifist.
I don't know about that. I mean, I still like my chaos and destruction. It's just like I don't need to be the one causing it every time. I watch it from afar and I appreciate it. I'm like, oh yes.
Moving on.
The world keeps turning. Also, Mr. Taki Udon got his hands on the Pimax Portal, an early engineering model over there in Shenzhen, and he said it does have its issues, mainly because it's an engineering model. And Pimax themselves said today that it is not a perfect one here, but they've since fixed many of these issues that Taki had brought up. And there's an awesome emulation showcase on here.
Well, the thing definitely has power to do some cool stuff. That's not of question whatsoever.
It's odd how we get that circle and triangle above the face buttons there. It is awesome, though, to have extra buttons for mapping, which apparently they are. 3385. Okay, if that number means anything to you, I don't care. Moving on, we have
do well.
It'll do well. I'm very excited legitimately for the Pimax Portal. We'll see where the story goes. We haven't been meaning to bring up the KT-R1 developments for the last 2 weeks or so. We somehow just keep dropping it from the roster. But today, no, we're doing it today. We're doing it live. ETA Prime and the Fox both made videos for initial impressions on the KT-R1. They were sent a review unit. And both of them came away saying, okay, this is a great mid-tier Android handheld. It's not going to beat the Odin Pro, the Odin Lite, but it's going to go head-to-head with the RP3 Plus. It's going to, it might even be better. It's that MediaTek Helio G99 processor with 8 gigs of RAM.
It should outperform the T618, I believe. Are they still doing the model where they're going to have D-pad up top too, like where you can choose between the two, or did they? Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
that's a unique offering.
Yeah, that is a unique offering. That's not something you often get. I wonder if when Nil actually gets to production, though, if that's something that's realistic to keep up.
Yeah, upper stick or on
the cross. Which is great. And I'm honestly torn because there's upsides to doing it both ways.
Right. It just depends on what you're going to play with this. I mean, this has it's fairly unique by having a 3x2 screen, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't see too many of those in the Android space.
You don't. So this could be the ultimate with an option of 8 gigabytes of RAM. It comes in metal or plastic. So I believe our review unit will be the same you've seen in the other videos. I think it's metal. But it will be interesting to see if it's the upper or lower for the D-pad. I cannot wait for that to happen. People are still doubting that this is actually going to happen. I mean, getting review units out is one thing. But can the money go where the mouth is? Can it be launched? We've been waiting for this website to go live for months. And we're patient with Nil. And we're like, you know what? You're a one-man team. You've got this. You know, here's your supporters. We got your back. But eventually people's patience does run thin. And so the enthusiasm starts to wind down, and then the memes start and the jokes start. I mean, take a look at the Miu P60. My God.
Yeah, it never reached PU60 status or P60 status.
No, it hasn't.
Miu.
It's still in good standing. Just people want to believe because it's so good. And we can't wait to take a look. So the P60, if that's still happening, please happen. The memes. It's
not going to happen. There will never be a P60.
You know what will happen, though, apparently? The RetroPixel Pocket. So this is one that's coming in January, supposedly, and this is Android. The only downside is it's nice to have this sort of 1-to-1 ratio screen, which I believe that's what that is. So this will be sold on Funny Playing. And it looks cool. It's generating a lot of interest. People really are liking it. It does look like a Game Boy Color, that lime green one. This does not have a touchscreen, so it's Android without a touchscreen yet again. If people got the Powkity A20 last year, they're going to know what I'm talking about. If people got the Retroid Pocket 1, it's going to be like this too. It's a bit frustrating to not have a touchscreen. Just going to say that, but apparently, this plays a lot of systems. It'll play up to, what was that? What was that system?
Megaduck. Up to Megaduck.
Up to Megaduck. Up to
Mega. Mega. Let's see what's
Game Boy
I believe,
Color,
if I'm right.
Neo
it's like
Geo.
your 16s.
I wanted to say
honestly,
PS1.
this thing might be more interesting depending on the cost. Like, I mean, if it's like really expensive, then it's like, okay, why?
Right.
I mean, because I understand this exists because it doesn't exist yet, and that's kind of the space we're in for a lot of these handhelds.
Yep.
So if the price is like something way up there, then good luck. But
if it's around
if it's
$50,
reasonable, I could see some people wanting this.
Yeah, I heard this was going to be around $50 to $60, so this could be a contender.
I could see that.
I mean, if it has a good front end and it launches and it's easy, I mean, look at this. The front end's looking good. You don't need to worry about
GBA to show off.
What?
GBA on that tall screen has got to be amazing.
I mean, here we have Tech Toy Tinker. This is going to be Slaminger, who is showing off a retail unit here. Probably because they're developing the retro arena for it, I imagine is why he has it in his hands. And we'll see. A 720, so it is a 1-to-1. It's 720 by 720 laminated IPS, 3-inch IPS screen. It has an all-winner A64 chip in it. So this is going to be similar to the Trim UI Smart, which I just got in. It was featured in the best of video. Really like the Trim UI Smart. I like it way more than I thought it would. It's so good. But anyways, that had an all-winner, and it could play up to PS1. So this looks like it's pretty similar specs. 3,000 milliamp hour battery, 1 gigabyte of RAM. Ooh, that's going to be good for Android. 8 gigabyte micro SD card, okay, eMMC. And it has Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi?
Yeah. There it is up next to the famous RGB20S Sans Tiger sticker.
I wonder what colors this is going to come with. We've got Game Boy Lime Green. We've got Dirty Clear.
And
although I think that was an engineering sample.
I don't know what the actual colorways are going to be yet. We'll see. We're optimistic about it. So let's see what comes.
I love the colors of that KT-R1, by the way.
Oh yeah, some of the options here.
Business gray, pickup yellow, Chinese red, and vintage white.
Vintage white. This could be the translation that I'm applying, but I'm sure that that's not far off. I like this one, the Dreamcast style one. That looks like a Dreamcast controller. Nice. I like it. So many things. Look, there's Loki news. There's a redesign on the AYN Loki. I am a fan of this versus the old one. The old one was going to look much more like the Odin, which is so 2021, of course. So now we're going to get the new 2023 Loki with the beautiful light-up Hall sticks that look very similar to the AYN Air. Very similar. It's you know that D-pad's going to be nice and clicky. Face buttons, I prefer like this. It looks like that 3DS, the all-white 3DS. So
looks like they've got a little bit more grip to it, too.
It's more grip. You can tell it's chunkier. It's wider. They needed to make it wider to incorporate the bigger battery and all the housing. Okay. I guess Loki's back on the table.
And do my eyes deceive me, or do I see larger analog sticks there?
They are larger. They are larger. Ones. Yes. Noticeably larger. With nice little concave.
It's not going to fit in your pocket anyways. So
just embrace it. It's never going to be a pocketable handheld. Once they embrace that. I mean, this looks... Wait a minute. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Copyright theft. What's familiar? Here's AYN Air.
Oh, a little bit. Not a ton, but there's a couple notes there that are pretty specific.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, it's a lot of it.
Yeah. That's like exact. As far it looks like, I need to measure, but that look like it might be the exact same. This is a little bit thinner because that doesn't have a 6800U in it, so it can be a little bit thinner.
Interesting.
But this is, I mean, they're taking on the big boys. AYN. This is a solid handheld, by the way, and I'm gonna start using it more. That's my goal. I don't have more than an hour to play games anyways. Let's be honest. I don't even have an hour. I get like 15 minutes before a kid yells, like, Dad. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Perfect use for a handheld, my friend.
It's true.
Perfect.
Pick it
use.
up. I don't think Zoo's doing any reviews for us today. We're not doing a second video every week, by the way, everybody. We're going to wrap everything up into this video because it's more efficient. Gosh dang it. Don't want to make you watch a second video. That's ridiculous. I don't know what Raven's doing. I don't know if he's naked in a field. What are those guys doing? I don't freaking know. Moving on. JelOS is back from the dead already. Somebody from the community has raised up their hand and said, yes, I will be the one to build the public releases of JelOS going forward. Taking up the mantle, the hero. Everybody loves him. Retro graphics. Let's give it a round of applause for retro graphics. Taking up the mantle, bringing JelOS to the masses.
Amazing news.
Hallelujah.
No, seriously, this is great. I mean, Retro GFX decided to do exactly what we were hoping would happen. It's exactly what the JelOS team wanted to happen. You know, if somebody wants to repackage this and put their name on it, go for it. And not only did he do it, he did it a week after they announced that they were going to be ending public releases. So
H even made like a fancy graphic for this release. Because here's another exciting thing about this one is it's an RH branded. We co-branded it with Retro GFX, because it's called UnofficialOS, or UOS for short, and trendy 3-letter OS names are fun. So, yeah, we are
unofficial.
hosting this inside of RH. So swing by our Discord, discord.gg/retro handhelds. Go to the Unofficial OS channel once you pick up your Ann Bernick roll, and you too will be enjoying UOS. 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 No, it's cool. It's cool that he's doing that and taking the time, because that's a lot of work. Not only is he building it for all the current JelOS handhelds, he is adding additional support. So he's adding JelOS to the 351 line and backporting JelOS to every device that it can take at this point. So
it's pretty slick too. Like, it's set up to run like an update, because it's on the same close. You don't have to wipe your device. I was worried about that with my Win 600, because all the ROMs are on the same partition, right? Like, so, or well, it has a Linux partition, so my Windows machine can't just throw a bunch of ROMs on there. So he's like, no, you just throw the file in there, the tar file, and update it. It's just like, ooh, that's slick.
Yeah, I'm excited. So it's cool to see somebody new in the scene. He's fresh and ready to seize the day and bring JelOS to everyone.
I love it.
Says hooray. Oh man, I need more ginger tea. GPD Win 4, if you're excited for that one, it's another 6800U hitting the market in not too long. The Indiegogo is almost live. Not quite, but in a few, I will link it here so you can stay on top of news and get notified as soon as it is ready. But the pricing's pretty good. So $800 for a 6800U, a candy bar slide out handheld, 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage. It looks like a PlayStation Vita mixed with a PSP, mixed with the Win 3. So, it looks pretty good. I know Raven Mage was super excited about it. Maybe he'll back it once he gets out of that field. Well, he crossed the river last I heard, so. Watch our old videos if you want context for what the hell we're talking about. It ships in March of 2023. The GPD Win 4. It's going to go head-to-head with the Steam Deck. It's going to go head-to-head with all the other 6800U handhelds, which there are a lot of now. The market is flooded with this chipset. It's going to handle everything you can throw at it for emulation. Switch will be no issue. Whatever you want to do in here, throw in Launchbox. You can probably install SteamOS. You'll be able to install, of course, Batacera and all the OS options that can run on a Windows handheld. But this comes in black, comes in white. You can fill it up to wazoo with different features and pay $1,200. Now you get 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage.
32 gigs of RAM.
And you can be editing YouTube videos, running VR off this. This could be your one and done. Dock it. There you go. It has an actual tactile keyboard instead of from the Win 3 that had that silly little touch keyboard. So dumb. So much better.
You too can relive your droid, Verizon droid, or whatever it is, Motorola droid days.
Yeah, if you want, the Sidekick or whatever. I don't know why I'm not more excited for this one. I should, on paper, this should be my ultimate nerd handheld. Like, this is...
I know why, Stubbs.
Why?
Because the market is flooded with a lot of these. There's a lot, and it's not that there's a lot, because there's a lot of different handhelds coming out at all levels and all types.
Right.
It's that you can't go and pick up 4 or 5 of these very easily. Like,
you can't. It's not fun.
Like,
it's not
pick one.
Even though it's a great deal and it's a great price for this chipset, it's still not something that I would gravitate towards just buying. It's not one of those impulse buy. The biggest impulse buy I've had is the AYN Neo Air Lite there, because it was $500, and it's once again on sale for $500, by the way. That's the top end. 500 is the top end, where it's like, okay, that's still fun. Above $500, even $1, it's just become, now it's like this elite device, that I need to take it to the car wash every day and or take it to the, I don't know, where do you wash handhelds? The handheld wash, and you just, wax on, wax off, and just say, I'm never gonna play you, but you are so beautiful and perfect, and I'm gonna put you up on the shelf here, and I'll build an altar to the 6800U, and just let the rays of 6800U goodness fill me up. No. I'm good with the AYN Air and the 5560U. Like, it's thinner. Now just bump out the battery on that thing. Boy, that's a handheld. Anyways, moving on. CES 2023. I've been yammering about this already today, but that is coming in January. Runs January the 5th through the 8th. Again, Russ, Thor, and I will be there. We hope to talk to other content creators, brands, check out weird new tech, what advances we have in the retro handheld scene, starting some content for Control-Alt Hype. So we're going to look at some modern stuff, some VR stuff, and report back. So we're excited to do that. That'll be quite the adventure. We'll film some fun outtake reels too, I'm sure, and do a podcast episode. But we recommend you go, if you want to go to CES in 2023, which is only a few weeks away, register now, because tickets go up from the $100 price point to the $300 price point here in about a few days. So on I believe the 20th, it's going to jump up in price. So yeah, if you want to go to CES, it is the place to go for electronics and seeing the latest, greatest.
Have fun at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas. You got to come to the next one, though. I know you couldn't this year, but we need the entire crew there eventually. The RH Roadshow. Good stuff. All right, let's talk about community stuff. So we have two things: Game of the Week, Game of the Year. Damien, what are your thoughts?
Oh, well, let's start with Game of the Week we've got here. We have a special game this week.
Bowling.
All right, there's so many reasons why this was funny. As soon as I saw the notification on my phone on Friday, or is it Friday? Yeah. Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Saturday evening.
Sure.
And
yes.
I didn't even read it. It's just rapid, and I was like, all right, I'll check this out later. I was in the middle of doing something, but an hour later, I pull it up. Elf bowling.
Of course. I thought you guys were joking.
My wife was asking why I was laughing. I thought he was joking for a minute too. For those that don't know, Elf Bowling is a Flash game from the late 90s that was virally marketed by when they released it. I think it was the actual developers that they also leaked a bunch of fake information saying it was full of viruses, and then a bunch of stuff afterwards saying no, it's not full of viruses. So they just all this buzz around it. Late 90s, the internet's starting to kind of, move into a stride at some point.
You're that Elf Bowling? It's the one with all those viruses?
Oh, boomers loved it because the elves are
elves
it's just
bowling
very
balls.
dorky. They taunt you, they bend over and show their little,
childhood
behinds. Yeah, it's great. It's a press A simulator. The ball goes left and right. You press A and then it throws the ball. Yeah. We have to get a score of 150, which takes all of about literally 60 seconds. I think, to finish this game. So, no, it's great. And then there's a GBA and a DS port, which were never official. So
I hope there's retro achievements.
This is a fun thing. There are. I believe there are.
What in the world in the heck?
As soon as I saw that, I was like, Rapid knows exactly what's going on. This is
bowling. Let's go see this. Oh yeah. There's an entry for it, at least for GBA and DS. Yeah. Of course there's retro achievements for Elf Bowling. I gotta play this.
So Stubbs, we will see you posting your completion for Game of the Week this week, yeah? You're running out of time, buddy.
I send those to Rapid in a private DM, thank you. It's nobody's business what I do when I play games and when I don't. So anyways, Game of the Year voting. I just voted today. We are in the quarterfinals 1. Damien, any news here? Anything you want to throw at people?
Oh, we have 12 games left. That's it's 4 in each of all 3 categories. So I believe we'll have 3 at the end of this. Or is it 6? I don't remember, but we're gonna end
Yeah.
up with a bunch of leftovers at the end of this. So we're
down
gonna
to
be
the
fighting,
wire.
battling for Game of the Year. So a lot of popular games. All things are starting to spread out. We're starting to see some clear games running ahead.
Yeah, like
Mario,
Outrun.
Castlevania, and Outrun. For at least for
Yeah.
its for its pod, right? So, and then what's in our post 2000 that's winning right now?
Yeah, post 2000. Golden Sun. Minish Cap.
Legend of Zelda Minish Cap is the one that's
Yeah.
got the most votes right now. So
Perfection.
there's some clear popular games here.
Yeah, it's true. Well, we'll see what's going to win. We're going to keep reporting back on this until the final reveal, which I believe is going to be end of the month, probably New Year's Eve live stream, in fact, which that's coming up as well. Join us for that. And Thor and I are doing a podcast this weekend, so that'll be released on probably Monday, Tuesday. We'll see. Oh boy, well, that's all we got for you this week.
Just that.
Just that. There were some things. We covered some things. Some stuff. I sent Aish my smart glasses, by the way. Those Razer smart glasses.
Oh,
Razer
we're
smart
gone
glasses.
already.
Yeah, they just... I told my wife, I was like, I look really cool in these, don't I? She's like, no. Not at all. You need to burn those to the ground. And I said, better send these to Aish.
Let him look like the dork.
No, I think his face has a better shape for it. I think he has a chance. I think it's possible. And it had Bluetooth speakers in it. You could listen to Slipknot or Mudvayne or any number of nu metal bands on it without any issues. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, that's going to wrap things up for us this week, everybody. Please do like, comment, subscribe for your weekly recap of retro news. This has been Stubbs.
This is Damien.
This has been RH Weekly. Take care of your hands, everybody, and be sure.